My Hero Academia is one of the most popular anime no longer going on, as it has ended literally last year, as in like 2025 last year. So it has been over for a little bit, finally ended with its 8th and final season. It's been a long journey, okay, since what, 2014, something like that. And obviously, as you could tell from watching my videos, unless this is your first one, then hey, I'm Goldie, aka God. But obviously, as you can tell from my channel, I'm obviously a big fan, and some fans even consider it as part of the new big three, which I don't know, you can debate that in the comment section. But that's not what this video is about. Today, as you could tell from the title and thumbnail, that this video is about continuing our ranking of hero names, today being class 1B, because literally the last video was class 1A, and then perhaps next we'll do heroes and then villains, and then maybe come around to making some Dragon Ball content, because I've been wanting to get back to Dragon Ball, you know, the Dragon Ball tier list, maybe Naruto, we'll see. But I digress. Of course, we'll still use the same 3 parameters as we always use in these tier lists, at least for the My Hero Academia ones, but I'll get more into that later. So speaking of getting more into that, if you want to get into this video just as much as I am, then make sure to like, comment, subscribe to join GLD, and to let me know you like this type of content. And since you like this type of content, make sure to turn on post notifications so you don't miss the content that you literally like. And last but not least, tell a friend or family member. It can be anybody. It can be your brother, sister, niece, nephew, son, daughter, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, granddad. And as you can see right here, we're back with our iconic tier list. This one being class B, which I think this is one tier list we may have used before. I don't think we have used this one in the past. Actually, no, because when I did my quirks, I just did all of them. I did class 1A and then all the hero quirks, but I'm no longer going to do that. I'm no longer going to do all the heroes or all the villains. I'm going to break them up, okay, because that video was way too damn long. Facts. So of course, back with our iconic gotcha game tier list system, which I'm going to go ahead and explain right quick briefly, which I always do in these videos. So Z is like Dragon Ball Z, because it's based off of Dragon Ball Legends and Dragon Ball Dokkan. So Dragon Ball Z, which is the highest ranking, perfect. UR is like, basically it's like missing one of the parameters, or there's one thing that throws it off basically, but it's damn near perfect. SSR, this is basically great, which is essentially, well, it's great. It's not quite UR, but it's damn near there. So SR would just be like, it's good, it's solid. SR is like solid, right? And then R is basically like mid or okay, like I guess meh. And then N is just no, hell no. And speaking of the parameters I mentioned before, you know how in these videos we like to segregate our videos, and this one in particular being into 3 different parameters, which are the same exact parameters in the last video. So I'm going to do a quick speed run through the parameters. Of course, 1 being practicality of the quirk. Is it catchy? Does it follow conventional superhero naming terminology? Is it easy to say, easy to understand, you know, so on and so forth. 2 being compatibility with the quirk. So does the name match the actual quirk, right? So for example, if I have a fire quirk, I'm not going to call myself Ice Boy, okay? I might call myself Dynamite, Explosion, Flame on some Johnny Storm type shit, Human Torch, right? And then obviously last but definitely not the least, maybe perhaps even the most for some people, it's a 4-letter word, you guessed it, aura. How much aura do the name got? How auraful is the name? Do it sound cool? Now, with all that yapathon out the way and the music cut off, it'll cut back in, it's on a loop. Let's get straight into the rankings. Right as the music cut back on. So first up, we got our boy, I don't fucking remember his damn name. Let me go check. Okay, his bitch ass is named Rin, and his hero name is Dragon Shroud. Now, if I remember from doing my quirks video, his quirk is basically the same exact thing as Tetsu, except instead of metal, it's scales, like what's his face, Gajeel from Fairy Tail. His name makes a whole lot of freaking sense. So let's go. So I'm gonna put it here for now. Let's run down through the parameters. So numero uno, we have practicality. So we already got the aura out the way, basically, already. That name sounds cool as at least to me, maybe not to you. Maybe that shit trash. But, matter of fact, let's go up the list. We already started with aura. It sounds cool as hell. So 2, compatibly with the quirk, makes sense. Dragon Shroud. If you don't know what a shroud is basically just usually references like a hood or putting a hood on, essentially covering yourself. So a shroud is more usually like a hood or a cloak of some sort, but it's specifically something that covers your body. So a shroud is something that covers your body. So you're covering your body with dragon scales, so Dragon Shroud is your nickname. So it makes perfect sense there. Super cool. Practicality wise, I mean, I would say it's very practical because it fits exactly what he does, but that's more so compatibly with the quirk. Now, practicality wise, it's not like, so I hold the Z spot for specific quirks. If you saw my last video where I ranked all the class 1A hero names, Bakugo, Uravity was up there. Who else was up there? But essentially, I said Bakugo, but I was thinking of Tokoyami. Tokoyami's name is Tsukuyomi, which I'm not going to get that too much into detail today, but it's literally perfect for him, right? And it's perfect for Japanese culture too. Uravity, her name plus gravity, right? Perfect. Dynamite, explosion quirk, Bakugo. So they're very practical, very easy to remember, right? Especially Tsukuyomi, because that's literally a Shinto god, the main religion of Japan. I do kind of want to hold it back just because matter of fact, I'm just gonna put it in Z and we might come back to it. Okay, let's just move on to the Vine girl. Let me remember what her name is and shit. So her name is Ibara Shiozaki and her hero name is Vine. So she's essentially what was that dude's name? Oh, it's this dude right here, the Bigfoot. She's basically our Bigfoot from, remember when I ranked the quirks? Yeah, she's basically, because he was in Z for his quirk, and if you want to know why, go watch that damn video or I rank all the hero quirks. So but this time she's this guy's version of anyways, next up we got our girl Kendo. I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory, so I'm just gonna keep it push. If you saw the other video, you know exactly what the I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Kendo. Her name is Battle Fist, which I'm not gonna lie, it's also kind of perfect. Like that's like Iron Fist, literally Iron Fist, except change iron to battle. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but I'll run through it anyways. Practicality, it's like Iron Fist. It follows I'm gonna put it like up here. I'll put it up here because it's even cooler. It's the highest so far. Her name so far, I mean, shit, class 1B looking crazy right now. They sweeping class 1A right now with the naming conventions, at least. So speaking of naming conventions, so it follows fundamental superhero naming conventions, right? I mentioned this in the last video, how you have Sugar Man and Tail Man, which follows Superman, Batman, Iron Man, Spider-Man, so on and so forth. So you have Battle Fist, which follows the naming convention of Iron Fist, and other guys that are named Fist, right? And it matches her quirk exactly. Her quirk is literally making herself a big ass hand and she punches the shit out of people. Makes perfect sense and it's cool as because Iron Fist, Battle Fist. Moving on, I think this guy's name is Jiroda. His name is Jevudon, which if you don't know what a Jevudon is, it's an ancient mythical beast that it terrorized the French people back in like the 1700s. Okay, it's a mythical beast. And it's like one of those, it's like a griffin or a manticore, so it's like multiple animals merged into one, and it's called the Beast of Jevudon, because Jevudon, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a place in France, I think in the south. Yeah, anyways, it's called the Beast of Jevudon, so it makes sense. So practicality wise, nobody's gonna be able to pronounce that name. This is the same exact case with who was in the class 1A, I think it was maybe Anima. Anyways, but Anima is simpler to pronounce than Jevudon because it's French, so who's gonna know how to pronounce it unless you're French, and these are all Japanese people. So practicality wise, it's not that high, but I mean, practicality wise, it's a no for me, dog. But compatibility with his quirk is perfect because he's a beast. Like he's like the Beast Titan, that's his quirk. And then or because that's a cool ass name, Gévaudan. It's French. I like that, and I'm a little bit biased because I am, but French. But yeah, that's cool as hell. It's gonna go right here simply just because it's not very practical. Like, you think a Japanese person is gonna know what Gévaudan is? You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, like. Anyways, continuing on. Like, if his name was Tsukuyomi, or not even, if his name was like Orochi no Amada, the snake beast of mythical Japan, yeah, that made perfect sense. But because it's French, it's not gonna be as high because okay, anyways, moving on. This dude, this is the mud guy, not the mud guy. This is the guy with the softening quirk, Juzo, and of course his name is Mudman. So I mean, if you saw my last video with Sugar Man, Tail Man, same thing with Superman, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Batman, so on and so forth, Mudman. So if you saw the last video, you know exactly why it's gonna go right here. So his quirk allows him to soften anything he touches to make it kind of like a viscous fluid like mud. So that makes perfect sense. Makes sense with his quirk. Sounds cool. Follows the naming. Is practical because it follows the naming conventions, and then it is pretty cool. Mudman, it's alright. Not the best, but I mean, if it's too perfect for him to put it any lower. This is Mushroom Girl. Forgot her actual name. So her name is Komori, which I remember. I think I'm gonna put her here for now. Actually, no, I gotta put it higher. So her name is Komori, right? Kanoko Komori, something like that. Komori. Obviously, her quirk is mushroom, or she could just make mushrooms. So her name is Shemage, which in Japanese it's pronounced Shimanji or Shimeji, which is a pun on shiitake, right? So her name is Shemage or Shemage, but it's a pun Shimeji. I mean, it's pronounced Shimeji in Japanese, and it's a pun on shiitake. Because it's Japanese, it's gonna go above the French dude. So it's essentially kind of the same reasons for the naming conventions of the Beast guy, but because it's Japanese and not French, it's gonna hit home harder because this is obviously a Japanese. Like, if this was DC or Marvel, then English will take priority, of course. But since it's a Japanese show, it's an anime, so on and so forth. So next up, we got our boy Bondo. I mean, already makes sense with his quirk, Bond. And his name is Playmo, and Playmo is essentially super glue or cement. And so yeah, so in terms of practicality, I mean, I guess if you know what glue or cement is, you're gonna know what Playmo means. It's not that cool to me, but it is extremely compatible with his quirk, which we mentioned earlier. So next up, we got this dude, this is the vibrate dude, right? Or is that the vibrate dude? Senkaibara. This is Senkaibara. This is Subaraba. His name is just his name, Subaraba. Kosei Subaraba. I just realized it says their names right next to them. Kosei Subaraba. I just realized I'm an idiot. Like, I saw words and I just like gibberish in my head. I didn't actually read it, but you know how I feel about this. Same thing with Shoto, Deku. Yeah, no. If your hero name is just your name, no. So no for me, dog. Not even looking into it. No questions asked. Skip. Thank you. Next on some Ariana Grande type shit. This dude. Oh yeah, this is manga. This is my boy Manga. And you already know, gotta put my boy up here, Comic Man. I mean, so if you don't know or don't remember, his quirk is essentially the same thing as Levi's quirk. I mean, Levi's ability, not from Attack on Titan, but from Fairy Tail. Basically, he can shout out words that physically manifest into real life, like a comic. But like automatopoeia, so like pow, bam, pizzazz, shit like that, like how you see in the comics. So that's what he does. So you can scream out automatopoeia, like sound. He can scream out sound effects, and then they happen, like pow, and then you get hit by a giant battle fist. But yeah, so that's Comic Man. I mean, that makes sense. I might put him a slightly lower than here, and I might move these down and put it in the same thing as the same section as I did with Class A with Create T, Anima, and Froppy. Put him right here. Next up, we got our boy Monoma, who I think is called Puppet Master or something. Oh no, that's right. It's supposed to be a Persona reference, so it's Phantom Thief. That's a cool ass name. I'm not gonna lie, that's a cool ass name. I was gonna put it low because I had to think about what was his quirk again. It's stealing other people's quirks. So he can steal other people's quirks. I forget how. It's by looking at you, or by touching you. I think it's by touching you, by contact. Once he touches you, he can use your quirk for however many minutes. So yeah, they make Phantom Thief. Or a full ass name straight from Persona 5, compatible with his quirk because he literally thieves, and it's practical because Phantom Thief is a very Persona. The entire Persona series is a very popular Japanese game series, which also stemmed from the Megami Tensei game series. So I'm sure the Japanese populace would know all about that. So that's gonna go right here. I'm gonna put it up here just because it's cooler than these two. You know what I'm saying? And the Japanese backstory. So, but anyways, moving up. This dude. Okay, so this dude's name is Shota, and his hero name, I mean, it says right there, and his hero name is Mines, which I'm just gonna put like here, like, okay, simply because starting off practicality wise, mines is a normal word, I guess. Like, it's just a word. Mines is a word. It's not like a name that you created. It's just the word mines, which I guess is practical because it's a normal word, so I guess anybody would know what that is. But it's not compatible with his quirk at all because his quirk is like called, what's it called, twin counter. Essentially, he can duplicate somebody else's quirk. So his quirk is duplicating other people's quirks. So for example, if you shoot out a fireball, he can use his quirk to make 2 fireballs. So then now 2 fireballs are firing at the enemy, and then you shoot another fireball and he can duplicate that, so now there's 4. You see what I mean? That's his quirk. So I don't know what that would have to do with mines, because when I think of mines, like not mine, like the bomb, you place on the ground, military device, and it's not that cool because it's just a normal word. So, but I'm not gonna lie, it's looking crazy for class 1B right now, when they gotta better step the fuck up. That case, I didn't actually bleep myself out. I just said step the fuck up. Like, I didn't bleep that out. I just cut. Okay, next up we got, her name is Pony, right? And she shoots pony horns out of her skull, out of these horns on her head. And her name is Rocketti, or just her name Pony. If we go with her name Pony, it's going down here because her name is Pony. But because I don't want to do that, her quirk is Rocketti. Practicality, I kind of like that name. I think it's good because practicality wise, Rocketti is like rocket, but like the female version, like go Rockets, or like instead of the cowboys, the cowgirls, or like like in high school, like your team mascot, like girls sports team for the cheerleaders, like they'll feminize the name, if you know what I mean. So like like rocket, Rockettes, so on and so forth. So Rocketti makes sense practicality wise. Compatible with her quirk because she shoots horns out of her head, which I guess are kind of like rockets, missiles, projectiles. It's a pretty cool name. I'll put it right here for now. I might move it up. We'll see. Anyways, next up we got our girl Reiko, and she has like telepathic projectiles, right? Or not telepathic. Telepathic is like mind reading. I meant telekinetic. You know what I meant, hopefully. But yeah, her hero name is Emily, or Emily in Japanese, which it's like supposed to be a reference to like some American show, but no, it's just a name. It's not as bad as this dude because it's literally just his name. So at least it's like not just her name, but it is just a name. Anyways, we got our boy Senkaibara, and his hero name is Spiral, which I already knew, which makes sense because he just makes things in a spiral. He makes things vibrate in a spiral. Practicality wise, it's Spiral. It's better than Mines because Mines literally doesn't match his quirk. This exactly matches his quirk perfectly, but it's not as cool as Rocketti. It's not as creative or unique. It's literally just a word, Spiral, right? Compatible with his quirk, we already talked about that, and it's all right. It's a good name for him. Makes sense. It's just not that cool. So makes perfect sense to go right here, right? Next up, we got our girl Setsuna, and she travels through mud or something like that, right? So hers is gonna go like right here. Her name is Lizardy, which same naming convention as Froppy. It's just Lizard E, so it's better than Spiral because it's a word, but you added a little bit extra to it, like Crate, right, or Anima from class 1A. So it's Lizardy, Rocketti, and this is just Spiral. So it's gonna go right in between here. I think that's a perfect spot. Next up, we got our boy, I forgot his name, but right here it says Shinky, and my boy Shinky, his name Vanta Black. Cool ass name, going straight to Z. It's too cool to not put anywhere else. Okay, his name is Vanta Black. He's literally black. That's his quirk. His quirk is that he's black. In anywhere that there's darkness, he's there. He can walk through the darkness, right? Like Tokuyami can manipulate shadows, he can travel through shadows, and he's black. Look at his skin, brother. He's one of us, or one of me. I don't know if you watching is black, but if you is, he's one of us. If you're not, he's one of me. Facts. Depends on the viewer. Facts. And it's practical because if you don't know what Vanta Black is a real word. Vanta Black is essentially what a black hole is. So Vanta Black is essentially, it's so black that it's redundant. It's so black it doesn't exist. Like there's nothing there. Like you can't see. You know how, like, for example, like this ring I'm wearing is black, right? But you can clearly see it's a ring. You can see like designs and you can see the divots. Okay, my hair is not black, it's dark brown, but like this mouse is black. But you can see you can see like the different textures and ripples and like, you see what I mean? Vanta Black is basically so black that you couldn't see these ripples. It just looked like there's nothing there. That's essentially what Vanta Black is. It's essentially what a black hole is, or how a black hole is described. Vanta Black, it's so black that it looks like there's nothing there, essentially. So perfect. Need I say more? No, that was a rhetorical question. Next up, we got our boy my boy Tetsu, and unfortunately he's gonna go down here above here. I'm sorry. One of my favorites in class 1B. I mean, he's kind of just a Kirishima clone, but his hero name is Real Steel, which, I mean, I would hope it's Real Steel. I've never heard of fake steel. Like, you got tofu, fake meat, you got lafufu, fake labubu. I don't know, name some others down in the comments. Order some fake products like Dr. Pibb for Dr. Pepper. I mean, unless they're sponsoring me, then of course they're not fake. They're the real deal, Real Steel. I'm sorry. But yeah, so like Real Steel kind of just seems to me like, yeah, I'm the real deal. Like, okay, buddy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just, it's kind of cringy. So it's kind of mid for me, to be honest. I mean, I guess it is practical because it's just like a word. I mean, it's just like I'm the real deal, but he's steel, so I'm the real steel, you know. But it's just to me, it sounds like you're trying to like sell a refrigerator. Like, this is stainless, real steel. You know what I mean? So like it sounds like he's trying to sell me a fucking refrigerator. Like that one, you remember that one dude? He's like this Asian guy, and he's like sells refrigerators, and he's like walking down this corridor of refrigerator. Like, at the ad, it's like 30 seconds, like 25 of them seconds is him just walking down an aisle of refrigerators. He gets close to the camera, slaps a refrigerator, and is like, I love refrigerators.
I love refrigerators.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Unless you're like 10 years old, okay? And you were like born yesterday, okay? But if you're born around the age of 2004, 5, 3, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So next up, his name is Togaru. Every time I look at him, I think of that one dude from Eden Zero, Fairy Tail sequel. His name is Jack Mantis, like Jack the Ripper and Praying Mantis fused together, I suppose. So, and his quirk is that he can turn his skin into razor blades, or he can shoot razor blades, something like that. So I'm gonna put him up here, right behind Comic Man. Kind of like the same thing I did with Red Riot, Charge Bolt. So Jack Mantis is practical because it's like, he kind of looks like a mantis. He looks like his name is Jack. Like, it's kind of like, it kind of just fits his persona really well, you know what I mean? And it's compatible with his persona, like his appearance, and with his quirk. Well, not really his quirk, to be honest. I mean, I guess the mantis part, because he has like the mandibles, and he can create razor sharp mandibles along his body, or he can shoot them out, one of those two, or maybe both. It is a pretty, like, I wouldn't say it's like a cool name, but it's like this might give you the ick, but it's like quirky. Get it? Because it's My Hero Academia, they have quirks. But yeah, it's like, you know, like Jack Frost. You know what I mean? Kind of you see what I'm saying? Like Jack Mantis. Like, he's like some sort of like old-timey like cartoons where like the main, like he's like a, what do they call it? Like a pseudo villain. You know what I mean? Like Jack Mantis. You know, like he sounds like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles villain or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like that. Like, he's not like a big bad, but it's like a Jack Mantis. You know, like, you know what I mean? You can see the vision, hopefully. Maybe. I don't know if I'm describing it properly. Now, this dude, Yosetsu, or Awase, as I just call him, because that's easier to say. Awase. Yosetsu Awase, his name is Welder, which I'm going to put right behind Spiral, and he like welds things. Very practical because it's just a word like Spiral, and it is compatible with the quirk because that's exactly what he does. He welds things. It's alright. I mean, it's as cool as Spiral. So there you go. And last up, we got a girl Yui, and her name is Rule. I gotta remember what her quirk is. Give me a sec. That's right. She's basically Ant-Man, so she can change her size. So she essentially is Ant-Man. She can change her size, make herself bigger or smaller. So I don't know why. I don't know what the hell rule has to do with her quirk. So it's not compatible at all. It's practical because, again, it's just a word. I put it lower than Mines because at least Mines is like bomb. So it's somewhat like a weapon. Like Mines are a weapon. He can... I don't know where I'm going with that. At least it's like offensive. He can duplicate... Rule literally is the most vague word ever. Like, what do you mean rule? And like, I guess like she rules because she's like, I'm super big. I rule. But that's just no. It's way too vague. And then yeah, it's not cool at all. But either way, that's my list. There we go. So class 1B, I think overall looks a little bit better than class 1A. I don't remember off the top of the Chrome Dome. But let me know in the comments which hero name, team, class hero names you like more. Would you rather have class 1A hero names, or do you like in general, do you prefer class 1A hero names or class 1B hero names? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know down in the comments also which one of these names you like the best. And just to give a quick brief rundown, so of course Z tier is perfect. So we got Battle Fist, like Iron Fist, follows this basic superhero conventions I mentioned before. Vine, I mean, it just matches her quirk perfectly. But then again, so does Spiral. So I guess I probably gotta move. I'll do that. Yeah, because now that I think about it. But then again, it's kind of like this beast dude. Remember when I did with the quirk? So it's like, but I don't want to have too many in Z. So we'll go Battle Fist. Then we got Dragon Shroud and Vanta Black. I'm gonna move Vanta Black up a little bit more just because I just like the name Vanta Black. Vanta Black, like an all black Phantom, you know what I mean? Like Danny Phantom, anyways, Vanta Black and then Dragon Shroud, obviously they're perfect because of the reasons I said earlier. Hopefully you were paying attention in class today, guys. And then obviously you got our boy Monoma, Phantom Thief, Mudman, Comic Man, Jack Mantis, so on and so forth. And then down here, skip it to the middle part because that's the boring part. But down here, we got just their quirk is just names. You got Subaraba and Emity. I mean, it's not literally her name, so it's a little bit higher just because it's not literally her name because her name is Reiko, but it's just a name. You got Tetsu, and his name is just Real Steel, like I'm the real deal. Like, okay, buddy. Mines, which has nothing to do. It's just a word that has nothing to do with its quirk. Rule, it's just a word has nothing to do with a quirk. And now these are words, but they have everything to do with their quirk. Welder, Spiral, Vine. Then you got Lizardy, same thing as like Froppy, right? Cratey, Rocketti, right? This is kind of like the Sero kind of area where we got our boy Playmo. Kind of the same thing with Sero with his tape mentioned in the last video. Go watch that after this one if you haven't already. And then you got what was his name? Jean Van Del or something. Jean Van Den or some shit. Some little French word, the French beast thing. And then this is like Shimeji, like a play or a pun on shiitake, like shiitake mushroom, and she's mushroom girl. So yeah, there we go. Anyways, that's my list. Do everything I said earlier in the comments about commenting your favorite names and stuff. And while you're down there commenting, make sure to like and subscribe to join GLD. And to let me know you like this type of content. And since you like this type of content, make sure to turn on post notifications so you don't miss the content that you literally like. And last but not least, tell a friend or a family member. Helps the channel grow, the content grow, and so you don't have to watch alone. It could really and truly be anybody. It could be your brother, sister, niece, nephew, son, daughter, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, granddad. My name is Goldie, aka GOD, and that's all I got for today. So, bye-bye.